All right, everybody, we live and we back. Y'all thought we was gone, but we still here. Welcome back to Hip Hop Beats and Things. I'm your host, K Hill, and my partner, the wizard behind the curtain, is Finster of the legendary group Finster Bundy. This episode today is no different than all the other dope episodes that we had in the past, except we're going to go to the future a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of interviewing a legacy artist, we're going to interview somebody that's on the come up, doing their thing, working hard. I'm seeing her everywhere. She making her rounds, man. Like, I just recently seen her kill Punchline Academy on Sirius XM. If you're not familiar, please look that up. Hip Hop Beats and Things audience, I want to introduce y'all, if y'all are not familiar, to Mcee Kueen from the 252.
Yeah, feel me. What's up, world? How y'all doing?
Yo, Kueen, I want to say thank you for stopping through. Yep. I know you in town, you know what I'm saying, from up north to do the not hip hop beats and things, but to do the Beats and Bars Festival. You know what I'm saying, hosted by my homegirl, Crystal. What up, Crystal?
Shout out to the Queen Curator.
Yeah, man, and I just want to say I appreciate you, stopping through to chop it up with us, a little bit for a couple of minutes and whatnot. I don't know, man. I don't even know where to begin, man. So when you came in, right, when Queen came in, the first thing she said, yo, I got some gifts for y'all and whatnot. And she handed me this. For sure. Now, Hip Hop Beats and Things audience, I don't know if y'all can see this. It looks like a tape, but it's a digital tape with the barcode on the back. It's fresh, it's new, it's innovative. I think it's real dope. And that kind of describes, her music to me. Even though it reminds me of like a Bahamadia, a Ciroc, Rhapsody, Bug Brown. You kind of remind me of that lane of MCs, but you got your own thing with you. Yeah. Now, my question to you, and you can get into, specifically where you from, but being a Southern MC, how did you get in that kind of style? How did you get in that lane that you're in right now of MCing? It's real artsy, real laid back, real melodic, and it's real poetic.
Thank you.
Like being in the area, because I'm from Wilson, North Carolina. Yeah. And we see a lot of, not to put down where we're from, because I love where we're from, but it's not really resourceful. It's not a lot of like culture that's right out there in your face. Mm-hmm. How did you develop that style being in an area, that when we was coming up was, a little rural and whatnot? You know what I'm saying? So,
shout out to the South, first of all, because
absolutely
we have so much talent down here, specifically in 252, 919 areas, but all of North Carolina. I grew up, I just wrote a verse recently. It was like, don't you know that I grew up on Vandross?
Right.
Grew up on Anita too, probably why I'm undefeated, unbelievable. So, like, my upbringing was very much like James Brown, Four Tops. My sister was graduating high school in 93, so a lot of Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, a lot of R&B, Lauryn Hill.
Right.
She was playing all of that, and, like, I came through at a perfect time to catch everything. Because my mom and dad were like jazz. My dad loved Kurt Whalum. So
you got older parents then?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm the baby, but my parents are older. But
so you had the advantage of getting Motown and Temptations and
the Whispers.
I'll put it like this: you had the advantage of getting Motown and Uptown put together and whatnot. In your upbringing.
Yep, it's a perfect blend. And then, of course, during my high school years, I listened to what I want to listen to.
Right.
106 and Park was jumping, AJ and Free. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in that phase where it was still, like, it was the early 2000s. So a lot of the music we were listening to had substance. It still had that feel to it of, like, people are actually talking about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Substance. So I just latched on heavy to, like, Mary J. Blige and Lauryn Hill at the time. Because I'm like, dang, I ain't really heard or seen an MC to, like, female MC to, like, really do what Lauren doing. She sings, she raps, she talking about Bible scriptures. Like, she can take you wherever you need. It's Jersey. It has a feel to it. So just coming up in the South, I made my own, like, I feel like my style was built off of a lot of those elements. So
you're a 106 and Park baby. So I know when Terrence J made it out of here, you had a sense of hometown pride.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, he went to Northern Nash? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
So right around the way.
So seeing Terrence J make it out of there, did it give you a sense of, okay, this is obtainable? Oh, yeah. Like, we could do this. You know what I'm saying? Did you have that sense of, did that kind of help you with your sense of, doing music and whatnot?
I will say I think I had graduated high school by the time he was already on 106.
Okay.
So I graduated 07.
Okay.
But fresh out of high school, like my last year of high school, I was starting to like cut up a little bit more, a lot more personality, class clown, like somebody started beatboxing or like rapping, like making beats on the desk, and I'm cutting jokes in class. I'm getting kicked out. So by the time I graduated, we would be at like cookouts or backyard. Somebody slipped me a little gin and juice or whatever in the backyard, and I just go in. Like they'd be like, "Yo, she's snapping." So from that point, it was just like when I saw how people were responding to it, I realized, okay, this is something I could really like. I'm actually nice at this.
So you got good responses in the Rocky Mount area.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because Rocky Mount and East NC and whatnot, we known for the car shows and you know what I'm saying, the bike festivals and all that stuff. Like it's real southern. The liquor house music and all that stuff.
Hole in the wall music.
Hole in the wall, trap, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real gritty, in a pretty way though. Yeah. And they still, you were still able to gain notoriety in the midst of all of that. I
think because I always was around older people.
Right.
They were like, "Oh nah, she's the
real deal.
I like. This ain't that radio." Older folks were like, "This ain't that." I don't know what they talking about on the radio, but I think they had a respect for it because I was genuinely talking about shit I was going through.
Right.
I slept in my car. I left home at 16, 17. My parents, we had different beliefs in religion.
Right.
So I just stepped out on my own. I had a lot of ups and downs, but I was honest. I was brutally honest about what I was going through.
Right.
So people respected it.
I think that's a real good appeal in your music too. You know what I'm saying? One of my first questions to you was gonna be, hey, okay, you call yourself Kueen. Yeah. Why do you spell Kueen the way you do? Yeah. I have my own, you know what I'm saying, feeling of why you spell it like you spell it. But we're not gonna give it away on the show. What we're gonna do, we're gonna have y'all go listen to her music, and y'all gonna find an Easter egg on why she called herself Kueen. But I think that's dope. I think it's honest. I think it's fire. You know what I'm saying? Looked at your discography because the first project that I ever heard from you and have been listening to is the project that you have with the producer MaddSouL. So I assumed that was your debut album and your only, body of work that was available and whatnot. Yeah. But like we discussed earlier, I went down the Kueen, rabbit hole and whatnot. Just doing my research, getting tight on the music and whatnot, making sure I ain't missing anything. And come to find out, you've been dropping music since 2019
on streaming.
On streaming since 2019. But the crazy thing is, and I'm older. Maybe I've been on a rock, but I love to keep my ear to the streets. Yeah. I just discovered you like last year. Yeah. It's just like you popped out, and it's like ever since you popped out, I've been seeing you like somewhere everywhere. Like I've been seeing you like really make your rounds. Like I said, I seen your videos. I seen you pop up on Punchline Academy. I think something just went across my feed a couple of days ago. You about to do a show with the legendary Kueen High. Yeah. That's going to be in North Carolina or Brooklyn? That's
going to be in New York. But I did a show with them last year for Charlie Smarts and DJ L Digits had their tape release last year. Right. So I did a show
So you already got a connection. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've seen the interview with Tab One, but one thing I was giving him a shout out about was the thing about Kueen, man. Kueen, they'll scout out who's hot or who's gonna be hot, and they'll throw them on the show, and that kind of let you know, like, keep your eye on that person and whatnot. So it's like, okay, the music already spoke for itself, but when I seen you connecting with certain people, I'm like, okay, people get it. She's the real deal and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
I want to shout out Tab One and Kueen High. Shout out to Charlie Smarts. The funny thing you said just now about how they move with especially North Carolina artists. Right. I've been tapped in with Kueen High since Rhapsody was a part of Kueen High. Right. I've been tapped in since NC State days and like Lampin' Far From Any Mansion. And Tab's voice always was like, it had this like, yo, like I can't even do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want disrespect, but like he's been very. They have been very like helpful with any information. You know what I'm saying? And I needed plugging me with how to get my vinyls or cassettes pressed, all that stuff. I did a little video clip years back in like 2020 where I was rapping at a show in Durham and I was like, could she be the next Lauryn Hill? And I made it myself, you know what I'm saying? But I did it to catch people's attention. I knew there was going to be some criticism behind it because they're like, you can't be Lauryn Hill, But that was the intention. Yep, it created a lot of dialogue. And I sent it to Charlie a couple years back. He was like, you dope. You got bars, you got delivery, this and the third. And I really wasn't expecting to get a response because I know sometimes artists can get unreachable.
Artists can be artists.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but he was never like that. He was always like, nah, this dope. I like it. Keep going.
Now, they good people, though. They really are. They're a great crew, great set of people and whatnot. Like, they got the utmost respect from me. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I got to ask because it's inevitable or whatever, but, like, who are some of your influences? Because I listen to your music and, you know, I come up with my own, but I want to hear it straight from, you know, the source. Like, who are some of your, as far as rap, you know what I'm saying, concerned?
Okay.
Who's some of the, you know?
So, on the female aspect, Missy Elliott.
I hear that, yo. I didn't want to say that because I was like, I don't know how she gonna feel about that. Like, I love Missy, but it's like,
I love Missy too, man.
I hear your music, I'm like, yo, I heard some Missy Elliott up in that piece, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Missy put together great sonics. Her and Timbaland were a great collaboration.
Right. And
I also feel like the melodies, the melody she chose, I was looking for affection.
Right.
Like, it just make you be like, wait, like, who is this? And it's like, her presentation is dope because she adds so many elements to not just the singing part, but the rapping too. Like, so definitely her. Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill. On the male aspect, when I was younger, I would say Jay-Z, Rhapsody. Like I said, I've been tapped in with Rhapsody since forever. Man, who else? Kendrick for sure.
Yeah.
J. Cole for sure.
Okay.
Man, the list goes on and on for real. The list really goes on and on.
And it all, I can hear it. I can hear it all. You know what I'm saying? I can hear it all in your flow and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, your delivery and everything. Side note real quick. So how do you feel about what's going on, you know, with the state of Kendrick, you know, Drake and the Cole Triangle and whatnot? How do you feel about that? And if you don't have an opinion, that's cool. I just want to see your, you know, artist to artist and whatnot.
I feel like Cole is a genius. I feel like Cole, he's somewhere. I keep seeing these clips like Cole is somewhere cutting up, slicing up cucumbers and doing this and making tea. But like, your peace of mind, bro, is way more valuable than any fucking beef.
Right.
Even in the real world, like, people will sometimes instigate situations, and I could understand from a like hip hop standpoint, there needed to be, you know what I'm saying? It was a good like workout, you know what I'm saying, between the two artists. But Questlove posted something recently, was like, hip hop is dead. Like, this ain't even. I
can't rock with that.
Yeah.
That's the only opinion I got. The only opinion that I have about that whole thing is Questlove coming in saying hip hop is dead.
I don't think it was dead. I think it was lyrical exercise.
Yes, it was.
To happen. So these younger artists could understand how it's supposed to really work.
Yes, it was. I'm like, yo, hip hop is alive and well. What in the world? You know what I'm saying? But you know, just to briefly like stay on that for a minute, man. I enjoy myself and whatnot. I feel like they might have, you know, touched on some subjects that was a little crazy and whatnot. But
got a little touchy.
But those guys are gladiators. And when I say those guys, I include Cole too. You know, I went through a situation like that, you know what I'm saying, with my partner, Precise Politics. We had a sparring session and whatnot, you know, and, cats publicly apologized because we friends, we family for real. And see, that's what they don't understand, man. You got to remember early Cole and early Kendrick, them guys was cool.
Yeah,
they had plans of putting out, that's your friend, you know what I'm saying? It didn't sit right with him, so he had a rebuttal. I feel like if it was any other MC, Cole would have went all the way live.
Oh, yeah,
but this is his.
He spoke on these like little rappers before, and it's like, okay, if you know somebody is a heavyweight and you know y'all in the same ranking, like, okay, are we doing this for the people, or are we doing this because it's ego involved?
All of it, all of it, all of it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Hopefully, I'm gonna say this right here. Hopefully, it's simmering down before it get any tackier and whatnot. I salute both of them guys, man, because it's like, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care who writing what or whatever. I understand the integrity and the standards of being an MC, but these guys came with songs after song after song. That's gladiatorship. I don't know if that's a word or not, but
it's
them
gonna
guys,
be one today.
they put a lot of energy into the game that was very needed and whatnot, and I definitely salute them both.
Yeah, I've always been a Kendrick fan, like since Overly Dedicated, since forever, since the mixtape season, and the way he articulate words for me is just, it's like I was in band, so I can hear staccato in his pronunciation, and it's like this bro he ain't in there off no cups of nothing. Like you could tell, okay, this I went in here and I applied pressure because I wanted to hit a certain way.
Right.
So I think nobody can really touch him with that.
I think I think the best example of that right there is the very last joint that he put out. Like he went crazy on that joint. You know what I'm saying? You know, he hit the battle with so many different styles and flows and whatnot.
On slow beats.
Right. It showed his range as an artist and whatnot. Yeah. And I think that was dope. And you have a range too. Because I've heard you rhyme over different styles and you approach them in different ways and whatnot. And I just think that was fire, man. I'm trying not to fan out over here. I'm a fan.
Hey,
you know
man, listen.
Like,
listen,
I will say that.
Fan of a fan because real MCs recognize real MCs. Real artists recognize real. So I appreciate that you guys even took the time to like dive into the catalog and check out what I was doing.
Absolutely, and it don't stop. I think the most recent joint you have produced by Doc Jr. of Innocence, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. It actually just dropped like 2 days ago on streaming platforms. But
it just dropped on streaming?
Mm-hmm. So I had it on.
I didn't see it. You had a video for it, though.
Yeah, I did a visualizer for it. But I put it on Even, so it was on Even platform for a little while first.
I think that's what we was talking about earlier. We was talking about didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
Just trying to elaborate on what you're talking about right now. Yeah. We was talking about how Spotify is cutting back even more now after adding audiobooks to the platform. They're cutting more royalties that they're paying out to the artists.
Yeah.
And I think you said something about, starting to go direct to consumer,
sure.
like Bandcamp and stuff like that. And I was trying to think of the other platform that's out now where you can go to the direct to consumer. And they'll let you do what, Cash App? And is that the one that let you do Cash App and Apple Pay?
I believe so for purchasing, but they let you pay what you want.
Right. It's still a pay what you want model.
Yep. So if a person wants to, like for instance, when I dropped Tough Stains, I set a minimum of 5 for the song, and I have my own campaign called I Got 5 on it. So you donate 5 increments of 5 or whatever you want. I've been doing that for a few years now. So I put it on Even to see what it would do, and I was very pleased with people's response and willingness to go straight there and purchase it, pay what they want. It's just like it's very similar to Bandcamp.
Yeah. So. No, it's dope because it's just like it give you a chance to like really, really support your artist the way that you want to instead of being told what to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people like to be told what to do, but if you like me, you like an option.
Yeah, I think out the box too. So I'm like, how can I get this to my people in a more direct way?
Right. Man, so many questions I want to ask. Okay, so the fact that you brought up Even, right? One thing, just knowing you for this short period of time that we met each other, you're really up on your technology and you're up on the wave of resources to get your music out. Yeah. And the finest example is this project that you handed me when we first got here.
Yeah.
Now, hip hop beats and things, audience, if you can see this looks like a tape, right? But it's a digital tape. Like, she designed the cover herself, and it has a barcode on the back. I will say don't bite this. Somebody going to bite this, though. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like,
listen,
somebody going to bite this. That's dope, though. That's real dope.
It would just be, you know what I'm saying? It would be like, it would be, I can't even say I'm the first person. Let me just say that. I can't say I'm the first person to do a collectible style because Coast Contra, they have their own collectible cards, right? But their artwork is completely different. These are based on a concept of like the cassette feel, that era in the 90s and 80s where like you leave a show with something physical, you get to go play it in your ears and sit with it. Like it's not like, oh, let me go click this button and now it's downloaded to my phone.
So you catering to the old man.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
I got an old soul, so I got to cater to my old people, too.
And it's crazy because I ain't old. I
ain't saying like that. I'm going to say,
so look, don't get carried away, yo.
Right. Chill out. No, I ain't old. But season.
No, old. Shoot, old. That's the goal. The goal is to live to get old. You know what I'm saying? I say this right here. The way you did that, the style you did that, it caters to us. It's funny because, okay, you said Coast Contra, right? And I've been listening to a lot of Raz Kaz lately. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know the significance of that right there. Okay. Raz Kaz, emcee from Cali. His kids are Coast Contra. Those are his kids. You know what I'm saying? I still listen to their pops and whatnot. So it's like we blending the, you know what I'm saying? In a crazy way, we kind of blending, the generation. It's filling up the generation gap. And that's what's so beautiful about, about hip hop and whatnot overall.
I think that when you have when you grow up with people who listen to music differently,
right,
and like they have a different style of like what catches their ear. Like I have a producer I just recently started working with named Wiz Kelly.
Okay.
He's out in Georgia, and he was like, yeah, my dad make music, and like, I was listening to his production and his style and the way it sounds. I'm like, bro, this is he raps too, so I'm like, bro, this is fire. He was like, yeah, my dad is an MC, and he heard your project and what we got working. He was like, man, this is tough. She's
undeniable, yo, undeniable, really. So how has the transition from North Carolina to New York has been? How has it been for you?
This time around, it's been smooth sailing.
Okay.
I can't even lie. I think it took me some time to like learn the ropes. Right. Because like any city you go to is like a different jungle. You know what I'm saying? New York is one of the biggest jungles in the fucking world. So like this is what this project Tales of Gotham is like really talking about is like me coming from. So I lived in St. Croix for a while, lived in the Virgin Islands for a while, and then I moved to Jersey. Stayed with family, and then I just found me a crib in the Bronx, 175th and Grand Concourse, if y'all familiar. I stayed there for a while, and my roommate was like, yo, I need you to, pick up this. Hustle. You know what I'm saying? And it was pressure on me because I'm like, damn, the rent $700. All I got is a room. You know what I'm saying? And like,
but the rent $700.
This was back then, bro. It's way more. But if you think about it, it's for just that room. It's not for the whole crib.
So what? That's New York though, right?
Back then, not now.
Yeah,
now it's gonna be some G's for a little 1 bedroom.
But I was sitting there geeking. I was like, wait a minute, $700 for. So what if it's a room? You know what I'm saying? It's your room.
Yeah, facts. But it taught me a lot. Like just like okay, I gotta really go out here and grind and get it. And then with me, that was the whole point of me going to New York because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, damn, I'm from a small town. It's gonna be harder to get resources. And I know sometimes how small town areas are like they don't necessarily support their people until they go and come back. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be that. So
that's what Cole did. Yeah.
So I took that chance. I was like, shit, Cole did it. Let me try.
Yeah. So questions about Tales of Gotham. Now me, and I'm gonna keep making, older references and whatnot because if you live long enough, you're gonna see things kind of circle around. You're gonna see things that remind you of something that you used to listen to. Yeah. When I listen to Tales of Gotham, it reminds me of Master Ace album, Disposable Arts. Wow. I don't know if you ever heard that album or not, but if you go listen to it, you will see what I'm talking about. Okay. You will understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. It got the skits in between, but the skits have purpose. It's not just a skit to be on the album just to be a skit. The skit is actually leading up to the next song. Yeah. It's telling the story. I'm still trying to understand the full story that you're telling, and tell me if I'm right or wrong, but you're on the subway. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, I used to perform on the trains.
So okay, I was gonna get into that. I'm glad you fixed that for me and whatnot. So you performed on the subway. Was it a daily thing or?
This was my job.
This was your job.
At one point, it was my 9 to 5 because like I started off working at a restaurant busking.
Right.
Not busking, busting tables. And I got there and was like, bro, I came to New York to bust tables. I could have did this back home. Like I've had restaurant jobs. My first job was a restaurant job. So I realized that like in my commute, I seen other people performing and young kids on the buckets. Like
never get old.
Yeah, never. Like it's part of the like underground scene. So I just was like, okay, how I'm gonna do this? I gotta figure it out. And I failed a few times because I was new to it. I didn't know what I was doing. But got me a speaker from B&H, got me a USB, went out there, hit 42nd Street, and I had a hat. I remember I took my hat off and put it on the ground. I'm like, I think, man, this is how they do it, right? So I put the hat down. And y'all swear this guy seemed like a shaman. He came out of nowhere, and he was like, you put a small thing down there, you can get small results.
Wow.
Go get a flower, like a box or like a flower pot if you can find from one of those stores on Underground on 42nd. Right. And you'll get you'll get more results.
That was a jewel though.
Man, that was a gem for life.
I'm talking about like that hit me like that's
that
why
was
I said,
a gem
wow,
for life. Because I'm like, I'm holding out my hand like anybody want to, basically with the hat, because it's only so big. I mean, anybody want to donate, they're going to drop pennies and dimes in it. But when I really got the science of it, somebody put me on to like, 59th Street to 125th is like a 5-minute ride. Mm-hmm. You get up there and can't nobody, they have to listen to you basically. You got 5 minutes to perform. So I'm like, shit, I could do a song. I could pass out my car. I can get my information. So
why is it only 5 minutes to perform before the police come or what?
Because the stop itself, the from 59th Street to 125th, that ride is 5 minutes long. So once you on the train, they sitting with you until they get off that next stop.
Right. Yep. The driver, what you call him, the engineer or whatever.
Yeah.
They ain't had no issues with you performing or anything like that? No smoke?
It's not legal on the trains.
Okay, but they let you ride. They seen the dream.
Sometimes they let me ride. Sometimes I could hear them talking on the intercom, and I felt like it was intentional because they was trying to cut me off. And the other people would be like, "Man, keep going." Like people on the train was so cool, and it's funny because like you expect in New York for people to be more like kind of shut off and cold, but like underground, the scene is different because they respect the hustle, they respect the grind, so they like, yo, keep going, sis. Like you should sing more. People would be like, use a pen when you write. Man, I got gems like I felt like low-key God was just sending people down there to hear my shit. And, like, it worked out so well because I was able to build an underground fan base. So when I left New York, people was like, yo, are you still where you at? Are you still here? You North Carolina? So I was able to come back and still have that same fan base and expand on it. So that's why I said this time was, like, smooth sailing. I linked with World MC. I did a freestyle with them.
Right.
Shout out to AR Immortal. He put me on with the infamous Amadeus with Punchline Academy. And then from there, it's just continuing to, like, B-Box Radio. Shout out to them. I did 2 interviews with them. 3 interviews, one with Roxanne also. So that this project, it really just goes in depth to, like, the skits are me talking to myself. Some of them are, like, getting off of the train or me trying to amp myself up, like, all right, you got this.
Right.
Run this dude. You got to make 150. Let's get out here and do it. And I run into somebody. I got Wifey doing a skit with me up there. She's up there too. The function, just talking about getting off the train, going straight to a function, to a party. So it gives a lot of different elements.
So you said the Wifey was on a project, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you have a good support system there.
Oh, definitely.
That's very important. Yeah. That's very important.
Yeah, she's an artist too, so it's easier this time around.
What's her genre?
She's a writer.
Okay.
So she does, she raps, she makes beats. But she does so much other stuff outside of that too. Like she crochets. She's an amazing individual in general.
She's an artist.
Yeah.
Right.
But she's very supportive. She's always been that.
Now, okay, with you bringing up the fact that, you know what I'm saying, she does music as well, it just, something else just clicked in my head. One thing I don't want to leave out, that I definitely don't want to leave out in your music is that you really have a great singing voice as well.
Hey, thank you, man.
Like you can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can pivot between the worlds and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, is this her? I don't see nobody else on the song. Like, is this her? Like, you know what I'm saying, busting this hook right here, or just, you know, just going to that you know, that ad lib real quick and whatnot. Like, you sound really good on all aspects around and whatnot. Like, it's really, really dope.
Shout out to the people who pushed me to like sing more, because
real.
rapping is what I felt most comfortable, because I felt more confident with that. Even on the train, people would be like, yo, I had this little melody I would sing when people would get on the train. I would be like, everybody's in a rush, we should slow it down.
Right.
Down. People was turning and like looking at the intercom, trying to figure out where the hell it was coming from, like taking their headphones out. And I'm like, nigga, I'm out the, like, I could really shift some energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, just using that tone. And I'm like, okay, she's not a rapper, but Aaliyah had a tone like that. Like, it just floats, you know what I'm saying? Right. So when I work with my engineers, I'm like, I don't want no auto-tune on my, and like, if it's auto-tune, it's just, I mean, literally just enough to make sure things are, if it's not, it's just
like the way it's supposed to be used.
Yeah, I don't want it to sound like
like you singing through a fan and whatnot. That's the old man in me though. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy some of it. I ain't even gonna lie. I enjoy some of it. Not too much, but I enjoy some of it.
I prefer the rawness of my voice to come through, so it feels more real.
Right. And so when you perform, you know, live, like you ain't got to do no wild stuff just to get that feel back and whatnot. So what do you have coming up next?
Man,
I heard you mention before we started recording. Yeah, you mentioned that you got 2 projects with LD Beats.
So I got 2 projects on the way. One is with LD.
Yeah,
shout out to LD.
What up, LD? How you doing, bro?
Max. He has been killing shit,
yes,
and I'm super proud of him just because he's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll go and hit the road. He'll, you know, just say he helped me engineer some of my freestyles too, like mix them down. So the project we working on is called Out the Mud, and it has just North Carolina artists on it.
Okay, word.
Tab 1 is we got a feature with Tab 1 is up there. A lot of dope MCs, Jerusalem. I'm excited for everybody to hear it. And then, let me see. And then the next one's called Got Juice.
Okay.
So that project is actually more in alignment with my wellness brand because I literally am putting out a juice line.
Nice segue. Nice segue. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So when you brought us a tape, you also brought us this product right here. Can we talk about this real quick? Sure.
So I'm gonna grab this one.
Okay.
So this one is Egyptian cologne. This is for the masculine line we have. This is called a Black Label Collection. My brand is Raphium Essentials. We make hemp body butters, working on tea blends, soaps, candles, all kind of other stuff, juice. So this is just really the best thing that I've ever done outside of music.
Right.
And I enjoy it just as much. So I'm like, let me share it with the people. When COVID started, I used to drink a lot more teas.
Right.
I didn't get COVID. There's no shade to New York. I didn't get COVID until I stopped smoking cannabis.
Wow.
I took a break from cannabis for like 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
It was needed because I was smoking too much.
Right.
But I took the break and I got COVID a couple months after. But what I learned from, I think it's my acupuncture doctor told me this. What she said was that cannabinoids help protect the lungs because they attach the little hairs that we see on the cannabis. It attached to your lungs and it creates like a coating or protection. So because COVID was an airborne disease, people who smoke cannabis had less of a chance of catching it. So yeah, during that time, during COVID, I started studying teas, herbs, Dr. Sebi, a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't know what to do when COVID hit, and I'm like, I don't want to be caught out here like this again. And it's something worse. So I created my own brand, Raphium Essentials. Tea blends are coming up. You know, when it gets colder, we'll be doing more tea blends. The juice will be like sea moss. Some of it will be hemp. Just really trying to tap into everything God want me to do.
You plan on blending the two worlds, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Essential line and, your music.
Yep.
So if we was to look up your music or whatever, and we're going to get the information before we close out, will we be able to segue into this right here?
Yeah, so I have a single called Raphium. I dropped maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and Raphium is just the acronym for Rise Above, Free Your Mind.
Okay, wow.
So that's the movement.
Rise Above, Free Your Mind.
Rise Above, Free Your Mind.
I was going to ask you how to spell Raphium. But now I got it.
It's Ra, like the sun god, and then FYM, just Rise Above, Free Your Mind.
Okay, word up. So, you're in town for Beats and Bars. What night do you go on?
Tomorrow night, opening for Jacquees.
Are you ready?
I am. I'm excited.
Word up. Okay. And then are you doing anything else while you're down here other than stopping by one of the dopest up-and-coming podcasts?
Yeah, feel me. You gotta say it, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm just chilling, man. I miss being home. I miss the quietness, you know what I'm saying, of the South. And like, I know myself, I would jam pack my whole 3 or 4 days here.
Right.
But I told myself I wasn't gonna do that this time. I'm gonna just really
focus on
the show.
Yeah.
And enjoy myself and just that just be it.
Man, I know it's gonna be phenomenal, man. Like, yo, we definitely appreciate you coming in to chop it up with us. And before we cut off, is there anything else that you want to say to the people? We're gonna ask you for your your contact information and all of that in a minute. But is there any message or anything that we didn't touch on that you want to relate to the people?
Man,
like, this is a platform. Like, let's get that out there.
Yeah. Definitely. To any artist or any entrepreneur, anybody doing something, man, like, do what you love and make sure you take care of yourself, too. Like, that's something that I want to make sure with the wellness brand I touch on more because, like, I haven't always been in the best space myself.
Right.
And sometimes with the music, we burn ourselves out as artists because this is what we're passionate about. But, like, we've lost a lot of good people, you know what I'm saying, here in North Carolina, all over. Like, I've had some friends recently who had a few losses also. So, like, check in with your people, man. Like,
Absolutely.
Check in and take care of yourself. That's my best advice. Just take it one day at a time.
And I know I said we was going to close out, but...
No, we good.
As we conversate stuff, your music, your music, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna help. Your music is gonna help people get through some dark times.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know what I'm saying? Not just because of the message, because of the tone of it. Yeah. It's gonna help people get through some rough days, some tough days and whatnot because of how it is. So it's just ironic that wellness and health is like on your top 10 list and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope because it's coming out through the music. Yeah. And I feel like your music has a healing agenda to it. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
Yo, please. I'm not saying don't evolve. Yeah. I'm not saying do not evolve, but what I'm saying is please keep that formula.
Thank you.
Because an MC like you is so important today. Is very important. Yeah. I'm not trying to put the pressure on you or anything like that. But
I needed to hear it.
You see the wild stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like it's a place for it. Yeah. But when you get bombarded with so much of it, like the stuff that you bring into the table,
it's like unhealthy food.
It's
like McDonald's every day. Like
artists like you, artists like Rhapsody, like you guys, y'all don't understand. Maybe y'all do understand. I don't know because y'all are inside of the movie. But you don't understand how important y'all are to this culture. Yeah. Like, very important. Yeah. That's why I'm glad, you took the time out to stop by and whatnot because, you're going to have your road ahead. I can see it. Yeah. I can hear it. Yeah. Like, you're gonna do some things, man. And I'm glad you stopped by to chop it up.
Yeah, for sure.
My other question, and this wouldn't be right if I didn't ask you because I'm a producer, beat maker myself. What's your wish list? Like,
production-wise?
Yes. I should have asked you this at the beginning of the show, but I'm glad that I remember to ask you this now. What's your wish list?
So before I get to like the names that a lot of us know, I want to say it's a lot of underground production.
Let's get it.
And there's so many people that like MaddSouL. He was the eye opener to like what a good combination of an artist and producer would look like when it comes to like conceptual projects, because I worked with other producers before, and like everybody has added something to the growth of like where I'm at lyrically and sonically. So, for like going forward, man. So, I would love to work with Pharrell. I'm gonna just go straight up first. I would love to work with Pharrell just because of how passionate he is about music and like. I've just always been a fan of Pharrell and like his production, his singing ability, like his putting the right artist on the right beat. Also, let's see.
I definitely hear that though.
Man, if I could, I would love to have worked with Jay Dilla. If I could, I would like to study. I'm studying this producer right now, but I would love to work with Alchemist.
Yo, can you hear her over some Alchemist?
Yo, Alchemist is
that'll be so nuts, man.
Alchemist is like, oh man, crazy. Just going back.
You like
I
Alchemist?
love Alchemist, bro. Like man. I love his production style, and I'm learning how to produce. So I work on the MPC. So I've been like watching interviews and videos and stuff, and like I took a master class that he offered.
I got that same master class, yo. That joint is cold too, yo.
Yep. Yeah. So Alchemist is a really major one that I would like to work with. Cooking Soul.
You like Cooking Soul?
I like Cooking Soul.
He's been around for a minute, man.
He has. Yeah. I like his style of like. So I'm a heavy fan of like Afro Latin and jazz.
That's exactly what it is.
When I produce, I like to look for that type of stuff. Okay. I can't give y'all too much more because I don't, you know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
I'm still cooking my own sound, but those for sure. And like Timbaland, he's a GOAT. Like of course I would love to work with him in the future, but there's still a lot of underground producers that God has been opening the door like floodgates of people like, hey, check out this pack. Yeah. Hey, listen to this. I love what you're doing. Y'all two should work together. And like, this is my season to collaborate with people more because now I've got my own catalog built up. So now it's like, okay, I'm about to go 2 Chainz on everybody's shit.
Right.
I'm about to go you about to hear this. You about to hear it's the Queen on everything.
Yo, I'm here for it, yo. Yeah. I'm definitely here for it. Yeah. Now you say you work with you work on the MPC.
Yep.
Do you
MPC
know
One?
MPC One? Okay. How you like it?
I like it a lot. I like the touch screen. Like at first I wanted the live because I'm like it's battery powered.
Yep,
and I'm I was Shout out to Sarah Too Ill because she put me onto this too. She was like,
yo, Sarah, if you watching, if you ever are in town or whatever, yo, we got to get you up here. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. She was just telling me like, yo, you could do you can do the same thing on a lot of different things. Because at first I was stuck on the SP404.
Right.
I like knobs, I like buttons, I like switches, I like all the stuff. And then she's like, I mean, that you could do that too on this. And talking to other producers, they kind of was like telling me the same thing. Like MPC-1 is the same system as the Live. It's just not battery powered. So once I got over the, my just wanting that, I'm like, okay.
The battery power got the speaker built in on?
It does. I think on the sides or on the bottom.
Yeah.
But you can get a battery power generator, like a portable battery that you could just use the same way. But I'm learning, man, slowly but surely. I'm learning new instruments too. So.
Are we ever going to see some videos of you, you know what I'm saying, tapping it out and whatnot?
Yeah, so I was doing these like freestyle videos where I was like using more of the effects.
Right.
Like the fade in and fade out and different stuff. But my fiance, she was like, you need to stop playing and like really master this because once you get that down, and Millie Vaughn, shout out to Millie Vaughn too. We got a single.
Yo, Millie, what up, bro?
We got a single called "Till I'm on Top." I can't. My bad. Like, yo, I want to make sure everybody like Genius Party all together.
Yeah,
the
man,
collective.
I got a lot of love, for them brothers.
They're killing it right now. I'm proud of them.
For them brothers, man. Them my boys right there. You know what I'm saying? Genius Party, Cypher.
Yep.
All the collectives that you name, you know what I'm saying? I got the pleasure of, having my own relationships with them. So, they're my peoples, man.
Yeah, Millie was like, yo, you master you master rapping and production. Mm-hmm. Like, you definitely going to have a whole nother lane to tap into. So, I'm just enjoying the learning again. Like, kind of like what Andre 3000 said, like, you're like a baby when you start something new you ain't never done before. So rapping is like, okay, I can kind of put a check on that. But production,
go and put the check on that. Yo.
You know what I'm saying? I got to because I feel like it's one of the elements that just as an artist, like it just adds so much more to you.
Okay, word up, good information. And as far as artists, any dream collabs?
Rhapsody. I'm putting that out there.
Yo, that'll be a bloodbath. That'll be crazy.
Her new project, I know, is gonna be so much heat. Shout out to Rhapsody because she has always been the same. Just like a genuine ass, cool ass person. I got a chance to sit with her and Lola Brooke at a panel in New York.
Lola Brooke, wow. Okay.
Those two are like you would think because the genres are like
different.
But meshed together, like they even in like just vibing with each other, it feel like they knew each other forever. Just watching.
They both hip hop.
Yep.
They definitely both.
Lola
hip-hop.
is killing shit right now.
Yeah.
She's killing shit, and I'm like, it took me some time to like, I had to learn how to respect artists from the grind because I can't just be like, oh, this sounds like what the radio wants to be heard. But also I had to think about. I found out that Lola was pushing that song "Don't Play With It" for like 13 months.
Don't play with it.
I'm don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Okay, so the first time I heard of Lola Brooke, right? I was watching Dreads from Black Sheep has a documentary out.
Yep, he does.
And she sampled The Choice Is Yours. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I heard of Lola Brooke. And then, I heard of the Foxy remake. You know what I'm saying?
She's super dope. She's super dope personality-wise, too. Like, being in that panel gave me an opportunity to see both of these artists in a different light.
Right.
Rhapsody gave me some really good gems. I asked her, like, how do you balance, like, putting out a new project, family life, and everything that goes along outside of music? She was like, man, you got to learn how to say no. You got to have boundaries. And, like, she was...
That's another jewel.
Yep.
Yeah. The rollout for her project that's coming out now has been crazy. I'm having a good time watching her roll out. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like she's having so much more fun too with it. Like, y'all about to get a lot of different sides of Rhapsody.
That's a crazy rollout, man. It's just it's the craziest rollout I've seen in a minute. You know what I'm saying? And whoever helped her put it together, if it wasn't solely her mastermind, like shout out to the whole team because that's a dope rollout.
Having Sanaya Lathan in the video. Like, what?
Yo, when dreams come true, yo.
Man.
But the way that you do your reels and stuff, or your posting, what you'll do, right? And you know what you do, but
you know what you're doing,
right? I'm describing it to the audience, man. Yeah. Like you'll put up the initial jam or whatever, and then you'll come through with some other clips that relate to the jam, like you telling a story. Yeah, I'm like, man, like you got a lot of innovation with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning and listening at the same time, you know, from you. And yo, just keep doing what you're doing, yo. But look.
Well, I'm sorry.
I didn't
mean to be like skirt.
Nope, get it.
But I just want to shout out to my team. Shout out to the collective. Shout out to Nine Studio Productions and his wife Svetla Photography. They have helped me pull together so many ideas. On a visual side, they shot Love Me or Hate Me, and they shot the Gasoline video.
Right.
They're also here locally in North Carolina. Okay. Artists, MCs, whatever, anything you need shot, like quality. He locked arms with me and was like, man, you something else. You a beast. Like, and he'll send me stuff and be like, you got 48 hours to jump on this shit. I'll be like, say less. And I send it back to him and he be like, nigga, you went crazy. But like, seeing people respond and like really fuck with what I'm doing and like longevity is real for me. It's like the world may not know what's going on yet, and it may not be what you see and hear the most, but I'm telling you, it's a quiet storm. And I'm so glad that I got people like, you know what I'm saying, David and his wife for seeing it and being like, nah, we gonna push this to the forefront. RJ Payne been showing love. Pharoah Monk been showing love. Rhapsody's been showing love. Coast Contra, they showed some love just off the strength of me like showing love to them. Right. But man, New York is really like they like, hold on, wait, nah, this right here, and New York when they be like, nah, that's tough. You doing something right. Yeah. You doing something right.
Yo, look, before we leave, tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah. You can find me everywhere, all streaming platforms, Kueen, Kueen, Kueen with a K. I'm on social media, It's the Kueen, spelled just like that, It's the Kueen. YouTube, Spotify, all that good shit. Bandcamp, I got a website, rafiam.com. Go to my website, cop some merch. Hit me up at the show tomorrow, Beats and Bars, cop some merch.
And we probably end up posting the links. On the actual clip itself, and whatnot. But once again, thank you.
Yeah, man, thank
you
for
coming to sit down and chop it up with us, yo.
Yeah, for sure.
We really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because not only are we fans of the music, man, but you know, we just see you, like straight up and down.
It feels
you're making
good
your
to
rounds,
be seen,
and
man.
It's good that you stop by, you know, while making your rounds and whatnot.
For sure, and thank you guys for just like locking in, like. Being so willing to be like pull up on me and shit, cause like I know in the South, like you ain't got no G money, you ain't got no gas money, nigga. You ain't moving.
You ain't had to mention that, yo. That was nothing, yo. Nah, that was nothing. That was nothing.
I appreciate
you. The pleasure was ours. Like you gave us the time, so it's all good.